everybody. Happy New Year. It's Lauren, Mrs. Tomato Head. Welcome to Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce, and welcome to 2025. I'm so not used to saying it yet. I don't know about you guys, but Keena had actually pointed out to me that I had scheduled this like in my description. I said January 2nd, 2024, because why wouldn't I? 2025 just sounds, well, it sounds different, but they always do this time of year. So welcome to my first episode of the year. This is Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce, where I talk in depth about 10-ish varieties each week that I'm obsessed with. Generally things that aren't totally widely, grown, things that you can find at, big box stores and stuff like that usually isn't what I'm going to talk about. But that's not saying they're not good. Cherokee Purple is a classic for a reason. I say it all the time. And I love, growing Cherokee Purple, Berkeley Pink Tie-Dye. These are some of my favorite tomatoes. But a lot of people talk about things like that, and they're worth the talk for sure. But I kind of go a little bit in depth at some varieties that you may not know about or that I didn't know about. I shouldn't assume that you guys don't know about them. New discoveries, all of that. So that's what I talk about each Thursday. I come to you live at this time because I love, love, love interacting with you all. And I see so many of you are here already. I try to get as many comments on the screen as I can. Please feel free, if it's your first time watching, a wholehearted, gentle, warm welcome to you all. I'm glad that you're here. I do tend to go off on a tangent about tomatoes. The best way to watch my show, I say this each week, is with a notepad and a pen. I am wearing one of my new shirts from Inspired Garden Life. If you've watched me the last month or so, I've been talking about this vendor who has the most awesome sauce tomato shirts and gardening shirts ever. So I got 10 of them, and this one I thought was appropriate for Thursdays. Tomato Temptress Extraordinaire. You say tomato, I say let's catch up. And if you're interested in checking out their shirts, in the show notes, I've put their Inspired Garden Life's link. And if you put in TLC 15, you get 15% off. So it's a win-win. I can't wait to wear all these. They're super great quality, very soft, and their designs are unlike anything I've ever seen. I've been wearing tomato t-shirts forever, what feels like forever. But these are all new to me. This is only the second one I've worn, I think. The other one, when was the other one? When did I come to you live last? I don't think I did. I wore it in a picture, and I shared it in the group. Speaking of the groups, I have a group that I run with Jen Joy and Keena Tonarud. It's called Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. We are on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, you should join just to be a part of our community. If you're a tomato head like I am, and like I know so many of you are out there, this is the place you want to be. Other tomato groups are very different. We are a collective. We are a community of kind, gentle, very generous souls. We do swapping, but we're a lot more than that. We're about education. Whether you're a new grower or a more seasoned grower, you will find stuff in our resource guides, all kinds of like microdwarf resource spreadsheet that I've been putting together the past few years that will be unlike anything else you've seen. We have breeder resource sheets for a lot of the big breeders like Sophia Sakova, like Jarson, like Kazula, like Bill Yoder, Dwarf Tomato Project. So if you're in the group and have not checked out our guides, you definitely want to. Keena just put up a guide last week, I think, about different tomato leaves and what they look like and their uses. So make sure you check that out. But before I go on too much, I want to get to your comments because I think it's been a few weeks. It feels like a month. But I don't want to get too far behind. Hi, Heidi. Hola, Tomato Head. Glad you guys are all here. I wasn't sure if it was like too soon after the holiday or not. I considered waiting another week. I don't even remember if I told you guys when I would be back. Did I say this Thursday? Did I just say after the holidays? I don't know. My kids are still home. Rob's back at work today, and the kids are kind of doing their own work. So I'm like, I may as well come to you today because I've missed you all. I feel like I'm not as organized today as I normally am, but we'll see. I don't think I have quite 10 to talk about today, but when I talk about one variety, those of you who have watched, you know, it usually like weaves in and out of a rabbit hole of like, then that sparks 10 more. So while on my outline here of the varieties, I think I only have 8 or 9. Yeah, 8, but we'll see. You watch, those 8 will take 3 hours. Hi, Andrea. Thanks for being here. Hello, fellow gardening gurus. Tea and Fish Keepers here. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Francis wore a styling t-shirt from Inspired Garden Life the other day too. Hi, Francis. It does feel like Monday, doesn't it? Here's my partner. Hey, Jen. Ben and I are on our way home after getting fencing to defense Materville. Woohoo! But it's frigid here. My hands hurt. I haven't been out today, but I'll take your word for it. Not that we're all that close, but if it's frigid by you, chances are it's frigid by me too. It has been kind of warm. Warm meaning like in the 40s Fahrenheit, which isn't all that warm. Certainly not tomato warm. Hi, Harley, Swamp Bitch. Glad you're here. Thank you guys for being here after the holidays. I hope you had great holidays. And I don't know about you guys. I mean, I had an epic 2024 grow season. 2025 is going to be even better. And I've been compiling my grow list, give myself lots of wiggle room for all these new varieties I'm constantly coming across. Hi, Sam. Glad you're here. Hi, Satya. And Michelle. Hi, guys. And Haley's here. Hey, Haley. Happy 2025. It's going to be a great year, gang. I can feel it. Hi, Roxanne. Thanks for being here. Who else do we have? Hi, Karen. Happy New Year to you. Hi, Sherva. Tomorrow, speaking of my partner, Jen, tomorrow we do have our January Tomato Talk Live, Jen and I. So that's tomorrow. What is that? January 3rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about growing indoors over the winter. So micros, dwarfs. I know Jen's growing a few dwarfs. I don't know what I've got going now. I guess we'll see tomorrow night. I know I have Leprechaun Rob's growing, which is a dwarf because it's named after Rob. So of course I had to grow it. I think the rest are all micros. I've started a couple other minis. We'll have to check. I have to check and see what I've got going on. Hi, Naray. Thanks for being here. And Linda's here. Hi, Linda. And hi, Sue, blah, blah. Thanks for being here. Welcome to 2025. Did you guys get anything good tomato related for the holidays? If so, put it in the comments. What did I get? I got a lot of shirts. I got a mushroom, what do they call it? A boom bin from North Spore. So it's like, it looks like a big Rubbermaid bin for you, and it's got like humidity control and all of that. So I can grow mushrooms, which they may just be my second favorite thing after tomatoes. I think they are. We eat a lot of them. We eat plant-based, so mushrooms are a big part of what we eat, what I love to cook, and life is too short for boring tomatoes. Life is too short for white mushrooms, my friends. No. I love shiitake, but anything wild maitake, lion's mane mushrooms. What else do I like? King oyster, blue oyster, pink oyster, all kinds. Basically anything other than white. And not a huge portobello fan either. I want flavor. Just like in my tomatoes, I want flavor. So Rob got me a boom bin from North Spore, which I have yet to set up. My son always gets me some of those kits, the like, you grow one time, you cut it back, you can grow one more time from, what is it? Back to Roots. He got one from Back to Roots, which was, I think, a blue oyster. And then one from another company, which I'd never heard of, that is lion's mane, which I've never grown before. So that's exciting. Hi, Danielle. Thanks for being here. I don't know if I already said hi to you, Danielle. Kristen's here. Hope you guys will be joining Jen and I tomorrow night at Tomato Talk Live. We haven't been together. I think it's been, well, we had our Christmas episode with Kina for those in the group, but we haven't done a Tomato Talk Live in a while. We missed December, so we will make up for it tomorrow night. Hi, Deb. Thanks for being here. Malachi Jen's here. Hey, we've got 50 viewers, 50 live viewers right now, which is great for like the day after the holiday. That's amazing. That's awesome sauce. That's what it is. So, yeah, let me know what tomato. I'm trying to think of other tomato things I got. I got some tomato ornaments. Got these earrings from Jen. If you watched our Christmas episode, you'll know that Jen made Kina and I these great earrings. And she'd made me this bracelet. Was last Christmas's gift from her. I don't make, I just buy. Did I get anything else tomato related? I don't know. I may not have. Don't remember. I think I would remember. Shirts, ornaments, and then what Jen and Kina gave. Kina gave all kinds of great seeds, and Jen gave all kinds of great things too. Becoming a green star. Oh, I was saying hi to you. That's hi to Jen. Hey, everybody. Deborah's here. Hi there. Good morning to you, Deborah, down under. And Miss Tara Dove here. Hi there. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for being here. Who else we have? Karen's here. Hi, Karen. So I love how everybody's calling you blah, blah now. That's the best. It's your name. Blah, blah. Hi, Justin. Excited for this week's top 10 tomato countdown. Yeah, I said a few minutes ago, I feel very unprepared today. I've got tomatoes to talk about, of course, but I feel like maybe I started preparing a little too late. I have slides and stuff, and I've got good stuff to talk about, but it was a little bit all over the place. So we'll see what we get. I do have a sheet that I keep of like variety ideas for when I'm stuck, and I think I did look at it. Not really stuck, but I'm like, oh, this is a great tomato. I'll have to put this here so I can talk about on a future show. And I've just started making a list of things I've already talked about. I should have been doing this all the way along. It's going to take me forever, but it's helpful to know. Not that I can't talk about a tomato again, but if I'm doing like, a big spotlight, I want to talk about new varieties. Like my shirt. Yeah, this is a great shirt. Tomato Temptress Extraordinaire. You said tomato, I say ketchup. Their designs are just awesome sauce. Truly, if you haven't been on their site, they're really great. Inspired Garden Life. And again, 15% off TLC 15. I do not get kickbacks or anything like that from them. I'm not, like a spokesperson for them. So, just get if you want t-shirts, and they're great. Glad I'm feeling better. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, we had a little sickness going through the house this Christmas. Riley was sick for a few days after Christmas, and then I got it for like 24 hours, but I'm doing better. Thanks, Jen. Hi, Jamie. This will probably be the last show I'll be able to watch live for a while this semester. I will have classes on Thursday afternoons. How can you take a class on Thursday afternoons? Didn't you tell them that you have a long-standing date for Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce? Sorry to hear that you won't be joining us, Jamie, but we are recorded too. So those of you who watch the show not live, we value you. Also glad that you can watch whether it's live or not. But I do live these live shows. Hi, Kina. Glad you're here. Hi, Christy. My goodness. Hey, Eva. Glad you're here. It does, Justin. The last Tomato Talk Thursday, the Thursday, you mean my show, Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. It does seem like a year ago. I think it was December 19th. It may as well have been a year ago. Hi, Eva. Thanks for being here. And Aaron's here. Teresa's here. Not too soon. Felt like tomato drought withdrawal. Yeah, like I said a few minutes ago, I considered just saying, I'll wait one more week. And maybe I should have, so I'd be more organized. But nah, why not do it today, right? Even if it's not as organized, we'll still talk tomatoes, and that's always fun, right? Hi, Brianna. Happy New Year to you. I can't wait to see your grow list. Well, My grow list is very fluid right now. There's certain things that are not moving. The Sophia varieties, I've got stuff that I'm breeding. Oh, I meant to take the thingy off. Like there's just certain things. And then somebody today just said she mailed me something that I'm super excited about, and I'll wait to talk about that maybe until I get it. It's like this thing that I wasn't sure if it existed or not, but it exists. And so that's why my grow list needs to be fluid. Right now, I think it's at a little bit over 100 varieties. And that's without intentionally trying to populate it. I can go up to 150. That's what I'm topping myself out 150. 150 is just barely manageable. And I'm not just talking about what we can grow, because I can stick in grow bags kind of anywhere. Manageable for me as far as being able to take ample pictures, reviews, talk about them, save seeds, share seeds. I'm way behind on sharing seeds. So I'm not giving away prizes again today so I can catch up. I'm going to be going to visit my parents in Florida mid-February, and I need to get everything out ASAP because I know many of you are waiting for things from me, and I know many of you are going to be starting soon. So please don't think that I'm not working on it. I really am. But anyway, 150, that's what I did last year. I have to just stop it at that. I have to stop. If I want to enjoy tomato season, and I do, and if I want to remember the varieties that I grow and taste so they don't all blend together, I just have to stop there. I know my limits. 150 might be a little past the limit. But anyway, so I have like a little over 100 that I think are set in stone. And so I'm giving myself wiggle room for those other 50. But I had also put on there, I wanted to regrow some of my favorites in 2025. And slowly those are being chipped away at. What won't move is Suffer Well, Malachite Box. And then there's, what the heck is that? Where'd those balloons come from? I didn't do that. Did I do something? I don't know what I did. And then a variety that I bred won't move, obviously. Bananas Noir, my variety, won't move. But then there's others that I did want to regrow. Captain Lucky is one of them. Right now it's on the list. Hopefully it stays on the list. But I swear every day I got an epic trade in from one of you out there today. And this trade had 30% of my wish list. I would say something like that. So it's like Christmas. It really is like Christmas. And you know who you are out there, and thank you. Yours will be going out soon. But yes, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I think I'm talking about a few of them today. I think I am. Hi, Sherman. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year to you. So if you're in the group, I put up a post from Kina, Jen, and I about setting New Year's intentions. We've done this in my other group, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, we're just about to celebrate our 10th anniversary on the 13th, actually. So we're going to have a big deal in the group. But we've been setting intentions, I think, since I started it back in 2015, which sounds so crazy. But rather than setting New Year's resolutions, which the vast majority of people, and statistics show this, don't keep, set intentions. We do intentions in my other group every single morning. And what I like to refer to it as is like a loose roadmap for your day written in pencil. And so people in my group, many live with chronic pain and illness, and setting goals doesn't really work for us because what we feel we can do in the morning may be dictated by how we're feeling in the afternoon, which is quite different from how we felt that morning. And whether or not you live with chronic pain, this is true, right? We can start the day off with all kinds of things that we want to do, and then by the end, maybe we didn't do it so much. So intentions, maybe it's just semantics. For us, I like to say this is our intention. So what are your intentions for 2025 as far as tomato growing? Do you want to scale down your garden? Do you want to add more jarsons to your grow list? And you should. Mine were pretty similar to what I did for this year, which worked for me. I am starting my seeds. I will do chunks by week for 3 to 4 weeks. I did it last year. It worked out great. Everything, for me at least, does not need to be started at the same time, and it works better if they're not started at the same time. I'm going to start my long keepers a little bit later. I did start them later last year, but not late enough. I'm going to stabilize the micros I'm working on. Continue to stabilize those, and then my first indeterminate cross, I'll be working on that. What else did I say? Do my garage tomatoes, which will be, I think this is my 3rd or 4th year I'll be doing it. I think it's 3rd. I think first time I did it was 2 years ago. What garage tomatoes are, I kind of just named it this. So I think I had started, well, I won't get into my seed starting process. Actually, Jen and I are going to be talking about starting seeds for our February episode of Tomato Talk Live, which would be, let's see, what day would that be? I'm old school. I keep good old planner. I like writing it down. That would be, oh, shoot. Jen, we're going to need to change. It would be February 7th, except I have a wedding that day. So, and then the next week I'm in Florida. We'll talk. Maybe we can change it to Thursday night instead of, what do you think about Thursday the 6th, Jen? Or I'll do a live broadcast from the wedding. Anyway, we're going to be talking about saving seeds, Jen, or starting seeds for our February episode, which may be too late for some of you down south. But Jen and I want to have some examples. And so I thought this could give us a month for us to, show seedlings at different stages. Anyway, I digress once again. So my process creates very large tomato seedlings that resemble trees. I'm proud of this. I feel like I've really nailed my process, which basically entails starting seeds in either a solo cup or bootstrap farmer 3.3-inch pot, only filling up to halfway, soil halfway, starting the seeds in there. I start directly in Ocean Forest by Fox Farm potting soil. I don't do any seed starting soil. And then as they grow, I just continue to add soil up the stem. Eventually it goes from that to these tall, 13-inch tall seedling grow bags. Not the black grow bags I grow my micros in, but they're seedling ones. Technically, they say you can plant them and they're biodegradable. I don't do that. But it's tall and it just works great. So I have very large tomato seedlings. And I had been starting them in March up until a few years ago. And then I realized they grow so big and so fast that I've been progressively doing it later. But two years ago, I had some varieties that were just, I wasn't ready to plant outside because it was still cold, still freezing, but they were massive. They even outgrew the seedling grow bags, and these things are big. So I put them in 10-gallon grow bags. I mean, these things were really big. And so I call them garage tomatoes. I would keep them in the garage at night when it's going to freeze, and I would drag them out during the day. And last year, it was great because I get tomatoes early, and that who doesn't want early tomatoes? Last year, I started doing it intentionally, but only with dwarfs, because dwarfs, even when a dwarf gets big, it's not like overtaking the house, like indeterminates can. So I'm going to be doing my garage tomatoes again. I'll be starting seeds for those probably in early February. I did those with some last year, and that seemed to work out well. And I think, was that all my tomato intentions? I think I said to have fun is the last one, because I think I can get lost in like making sure I get all the pictures and all of that, when Rob and I do our taste tests at night, we don't videotape them. This is just for us. And I write down in notebook, and then I transfer them to written reviews. Just the importance of having fun and savoring, right? Savoring is such a big part of tomato growing. We savor with our eyes, with our nose, of course, with our mouth and taste. Tomato growing is for all the senses. And so I want to savor more this year. I enjoyed last year, especially since we had a great year and we grew absolutely fabulous varieties. Some new favorites that came out of last year, like Suffer Well, Nano's Meatball Dwarf, some really excellent tomatoes. So those are my intentions. And now, where I had been caught up with comments, that little manifesto, if you will, has now caused me to be 16 minutes behind on comments again. Haley, for Christmas, I got some tomato knives and a gift card for tomato seeds. Yay, that's a good gift. Heidi got green stalks. You needed more green stalks. Wow. What are you up to, 30 something now? You should be an affiliate for them. Totally. Your green stalks are beautiful. I can't wait to see your mushroom progress. Me too. Maybe, I don't know when, maybe this weekend I'll set it up. You have to like sterilize, wipe everything down. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can put those mushroom grow kits right in there that you can get from anywhere. And because it's got like this myco mister, it'll keep it nice and humid. Or it came with substrate for wood growing mushrooms, dung growing mushrooms. Yeah, I just have to learn how to use it all. I've only used the kits before, so I'm excited. Hi, Lisa. Putting in 3 monster-sized orders to Grassamina, Tomato Eden, and one more. Good thinking. Good choice. Don't forget Tomato Eden is having a sale right now. And who else is having a sale? That might be it. But yeah, 25% off, I think it is. So, and she mentions it on the site. Heidi got seeds. That's exciting. Kina got a spatula. Epic t-shirts. I got a spatula too, because when I got it for you and Jen, I'm like, this is way too cute. I must have this. And you did get an epic shirt. I'm glad you like it. Lisa says North Spore is great. I have a great mock lobster bisque recipe using lion's mane. Ooh, Lisa, will you share that with me? Ooh. There's a really great, in Easton, Pennsylvania, which is like 20 minutes from me. They have, the downtown area has all these great restaurants, like New York City good restaurants, because I'm out in the boondocks, but go 20, 25 minutes and they've got great restaurants. And they've got this great little indoor market, which for those of you that know Philadelphia, I would say it's similar to Reading Terminal Market, where it's just like this indoor place with all these food vendors and stuff. And there's a great vendor. What's it called? There's the ramen vendor. They own the ramen vendor, but Silver something. It's a seafood vendor. And they have a mock crab cake using lion's mane mushrooms. Riley and I were just there a few weeks ago. And I had tried it before, and they charged like $30 for it. But it was good. It was really good. Oh, yeah, Jen, I love pioppino mushrooms. They almost taste like bacon. They do. In fact, they have, I'm thinking of getting that for one of my, what do you call it? The injections. No, I'm not thinking of the word for it. But in that same town, Easton, they have an actual farmer's market on Saturdays. They've got an amazing mushroom vendor, Primordia Farms, and they carry pioppino. Oh, you know what I got for those of you mushroom lovers? Whole Foods has chanterelle mushrooms right before Christmas. That's a treat. I've never seen them in a store before. I'm sure it was just for Christmas, but Justin, lion's mane mushrooms are good for repairing the nervous system. They are. I'm really into mushroom health. I take some, what do you call it? Maybe I should have come back a week later because I feel like my brain's not quite here yet. I'm still in holiday mode, my friends. Supplements. It's like mushroom coffee. I don't know if any of you have had mushroom coffee, but their lion's mane is always big in there. Reiki mushrooms, ashwagandha. But since I have immune problems, I do believe in mushrooms for helping overactive nerves. I do have nervous system problems. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but it's actually not bad today. I often have very bad tremors. Oh, well. I better read this one first. I got 120 pounds of worm castings, 120 pounds of chicken manure, 30 pounds of mushroom compost, my favorite. Major score. That is a score. Big score. If you're new to watching me, you may not know. I'm a huge fan of mushroom compost. It's made all the difference in my garden. This was our second year using it in 2024. We'll be doing it again in 2025. If you can find it, and I know so many of you can't, I don't know why that is, but if you can get your hands on it, my local landscape place actually carries it. It's called a John Adams mix. It's filtered topsoil, mushroom compost. We fill our beds with that. This year I'll just be getting the mushroom compost just to amend the soil, but mushrooms do make the world go round in order to have good tomatoes. Andrew, you got a refractometer so I can measure the bricks of all the tomatoes I grow. Yay! I feel like 2024 was the year of the refractometer. I'm not saying at all that I'm the first to own a refractometer. I obviously am not. Had I been the first, I wouldn't have known about them. So other tomato growers were using them too. But it seemed like they just exploded this year. I started with a regular analog one, and then for my birthday in July, my parents got me a nice digital one. And it's really so great and such a helpful tool, not just for measuring sugar content, but also for pest control, which I haven't really gotten into yet. But there's a lot of things that apparently refractometers are good for. I do like to measure the sugar content in things, especially micros, because I feel like it's helpful. Indeterminate tomatoes, sweetness. I mean, sweetness is part of the bigger picture, but for micro dwarfs and cherries, I find that the sugar content does dictate a lot of the flavor. Francis says, I learned that if you talk enough tomatoes to your friends, Christmas gifts are all garden related. That's a great tip. Great tip. You are right. Linda got lots of awesome sauce seeds from friends, ordered lots from Europe. Best presents ever. Yes. And Dee says it would be awesome to grow my own mushrooms. I can't wait. I can't believe I haven't started it yet, to be honest with you. Open it for Christmas. It's not like me to not want to dive in, but I want to do it right because I know there can be a big difference in yields between doing it right and not. So, I'll put some time into studying it. Hi, Kenneth. Just happened to see this was on. Well, I'm glad you did. Karen says 100 is my max this year. Smart. Sounds smart. 100 probably should be my max. Malachi Jen, 150 is insanity. I was overwhelmed with less than 50. You are amazing. Not amazing. Thank you, though. Not amazing. Just a little bit crazy. 50 sounds like a lot to a normal person. 50 would probably be more than manageable for me. 150 is pushing it. I just don't know if I can scale down from that. I will try. I think I tried last year. And I scaled back, but then I found new things that just like the seeds fall into soil accidentally. That's what happens to me. 30%. If you're talking about the trade I got in, this person had, really like 30% off my wish list. It was crazy. I'm also growing about 150 varieties. Yeah, I can do it. We did it. I don't forget any of the varieties I grow, which is a nice thing. Like I can't always tell you how I liked it without referring to my notes. That I can't do with 150. But I know I can keep track of the varieties I'm growing for me. We'll see. Karen says, Captain Lucky's returning to my garden this year, hoping to find and add Captain Lucky White as well. Yeah, I really don't want to boot Captain Lucky because I would like to use it in take some pollen so I could use it for some crosses. And I only grew one plant of it a couple of years ago, and it was outstanding. So I'm going to see if I can keep it on my grow list. Hi, Terry Crafty 1333. Happy New Year. Hey, Ramonte. Finally, I'm here. Nice to see you and all friends. Happy New Year to you too, Ramonte. I don't know how long you've been watching. I kind of sort of mentioned a variety. I didn't say what the variety is. I said I'm getting a variety that I found out about today that is automatically going on my grow list. I didn't say what it was, but it's coming from you and I'm excited. Thank you. Hi, Christina. Happy New Year to you. Oh, I like that HN tomato Y. I like it. I'm currently growing 120. How is that doing for you, Deborah? Is this your largest year yet? And how's it going? Is it manageable for you? Ramonte, no more than 100 tomato this garden in my garden, no more. What's the most you've done, Ramonte? For those of you that don't know Ramonte, she's from Lithuania. She worked as far as compiling the database in the now defunct World Tomato Society. So she has a lot of context to the inner world of tomatoes, and she knows her tomatoes. It's always great having her here because she will correct me on things if I need it or answer questions. It's great. So I'm glad you're here, Ramonte. Conjured Vapors Peppers, Happy New Year to you. Glad you're here. Heidi says, I just want them to live. That's a good thing. Oh, yay. Jen says, fine with Thursday the 6th. So mark your calendars, gang. Tomato Talk Live for February will be Friday, February 6th, but January's will be tomorrow. So it's tomorrow, January 3rd, 2024, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square. We'll be talking about winter growing tomatoes, and then February will be on starting seeds. Jen and I will be sharing our processes and similarities and differences and answering questions and maybe asking our own questions. We'll see. So hope you guys can join us. Sherman says, Jen, loved your top 15 slicers. Can't wait for the rest of the series. Awesome. Is this a new one? I watched something of yours today. You were out in the garden. I watched one of your videos this morning. You were out in Materville and talking about your fence and all that. You looked cute. I always like to see you out in your garden. Michelle says, I ordered some heat and humidity tolerant varieties and will be growing them next year. Last week I started Clematis tag along, all germinated. Good to hear. What other announcements did I have to make? Tomato Talk Live. Kina announced a new game that we're going to be doing on, what day did we decide? Wednesdays, I think. What's today? Thursday. Wednesdays. It's a game where we're going to, for anybody that wants to participate, we can exchange hybrid varieties. Hybrid varieties are so great. Talking about, heat tolerant ones. This is where hybrid varieties can excel. When you are in a climate that really needs something special, like malachite. Jen, I will use you as an example. You have this every year. Well, she grows a lot of the heirlooms and open pollinated varieties. She has hybrids in her garden for very specific purposes. And I know we've had some people say that they don't grow hybrids and all of that. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands what a hybrid is. There's nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, there's beauty in it. The companies, breeders that put hybrids together are looking for very specific traits for their tomatoes. So I'm going to be very first variety I'm talking about today is a hybrid. I'll talk about in a minute. It's a new one. So there's people like Fred Hempel of Artisan Seeds. He passed away last year. He wanted to create a tomato that looked like an heirloom, tasted like an heirloom, but could withhold or withstand transport to go to food stores and things like that. Because we all know, we go into most food stores, we see those lame, anemic red tomatoes that taste like nothing. They taste like garbage. They really do. So Fred had, the foresight to want to create tomatoes that did that. And he created his Benevento, which is a very popular variety. I grew it 2 years ago. It's an F1. When you see numbers, or when you see an F and a number after the name of a tomato, that's designating that it is a hybrid. Hybrid seeds are expensive and more expensive than regular seeds. And that's because the company, the breeder, work very, very hard to get exactly the right recipe, if you will, for this one seed. So if any of you grow Sun Gold, that is a hybrid. If it's not a hybrid, it's not Sun Gold. Sun Gold is an F1 hybrid. If you get seeds from a reliable vendor, it should say F1 after it, and they will be more expensive. So Kina came up with this great idea that for anybody that wants to get into hybrid growing or maybe has hybrids and we want to share, it's a great thing because, like I said, hybrids can be pricey. So if we have them already and anybody wants to change, take a look at the post. It's pinned to the top of the group right now. I'm forgetting, is it haggling hybrids, something like that? I forget, Kina, I'm sorry. But don't discount hybrids. Don't discount hybrids at all. In fact, a lot of microdwarfs are hybrids. If you grow microdwarfs, chances are you are growing a dehybridized version right now because people are saving seeds from these hybrids. I saw Cindy C. What was she talking about? Heartbreakers Dora Yellow the other day, and she shared a picture of it, which doesn't look anything like the original Heartbreakers Dora. And that's because I don't know where she got the seeds from, but it's clearly not the F1 original hybrid. Somebody must have saved seeds and you can grow it and it will grow. It will grow tomatoes, but it will never be Heartbreakers Dora Yellow again because now you're dehybridizing it. So I've been dehybridizing a variety called Little Napoli for a few years now. I think it's on F8 at the moment. So pretty much ready to be put out into the universe. Started as a compact variety, maybe 2 to 3 feet tall. Really delicious Roma tomatoes. Rob and I are like, oh, this is really great. I wonder what would happen if we continue to save seeds and regrow and regrow. And I've got like a mini dwarf that produces sizable small beefsteak tomatoes. They're no longer Roma tomatoes. They still taste good. It's a very different plant. I can't say that it's a destabilized or dehybridized Little Napoli, even though that's what it is, because it's not. It looks nothing like Little Napoli. So I hope me sharing this helps to understand a little bit about what a hybrid is, what happens. You can purchase some F2, F3 seeds from vendors like Forgotten Heirlooms. Ken Fry will get an F1 micro. He'll grow it, he'll save the seeds, and he will sell them. He's upfront about them being F2, F3. But don't be surprised if you don't get what the picture shows, because once it's not a hybrid anymore, it's never not a hybrid. And definitely don't discount hybrids. There are some amazing hybrids out there. So take a look at that post. Far behind. Let me just try to catch up. Do you know Easton Conjured Vapors Peppers? I've got lots of great restaurant places in Easton. Heidi, I used to go when it was outside and you had to worry about getting mugged. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Easton has really cleaned up over the past 15, 20 years. It's a beautiful town. No longer have to worry about getting mugged. Pennsylvania native here too, transplanted to Washington State. Do you ever go to the Green Dragon in Ephrata? No, I do not. Tell me more. Writing down. Green Dragon. I'm actually in New Jersey, but I'm like right on the border of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So places like Easton are, like I said, only 20, 25 minutes away. My area, all we have are like lame Italian food. It's not very interesting. I like interesting and good food. We're halfway in between New York City and Philly, about 90 minutes away from each. So we can go in and get a good meal. But Easton, Pennsylvania, if you're in Pennsylvania and you want to take a trip to Easton, I can give you some great restaurant recommendations. Hi, Nicole. Just heard you were having a show. Glad. If you guys don't subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. And if you do, you'll get notified when I go live. Green Dragon Farmers Market, year-round. Friday's huge. No, I have not. Ooh, love me some farmers markets. I've been to the Allentown Fair Farmers Market indoors. Oh, I'm going to try this. Thanks, Lisa. Ramonte, in answer to my question, how many is the most you've done? I had more than 500 different varieties every season. So this will be your first season not doing 500 and you're going to 100? Interesting. I'll be so curious to talk to you and find out. I mean, if you watched our Tomato Talk Lives, Jen and I, with Craig LaHoulier, he very openly talked about cutting it down to, what did he grow this year? 16? I have that in my head. and he used to grow a ton. He scaled down to like 16. He said he had the most pleasurable season of his career. He's the author of Epic Tomatoes, for those of you who don't know, and also the founder of the Dwarf Tomato Project, co-founder. So I wonder if I could scale down to 100. I think I tried last year and I was at 150. I'll have to see. When are we posting the grow outs for spring 2025? We will be posting them soon. If you missed it, we've already posted the categories, although we have one more category to announce, which I'll have to do. Maybe I can do that tomorrow. So we're going to have 12 categories in all. And this next one's really exciting, but I feel like I should do it in the group and not here. But we'll be posting those soon. We'll be posting signups. Kina, Jen, and I, Linda Wicker Downing, Michael Kelly, and Deb Toothaker is going to be adding one more category for us. Also, thank you, Deb, for offering that for us. It's very, very nice. We feel like 12 is manageable, and we're growing without growing too soon. So each one of us, I'm taking 3, Jen's taking 3, Kina's taking 3, Michael, Linda, and Deb are each taking 1. We'll have 15 in each grow out with alternates in each category, because we each had a number of people dropping out this past year. So we need to make sure that we have alternates who are ready and waiting to take place. So obviously there's going to be so many people left out, and that hurts our hearts more than you know. But we are really leery about making something too big that will stress us out. I mean, we already work really, really hard on the group, on the shows, and all of that. Part of why I take a while to get my seeds out is because I don't have a whole lot of time. But this year we each managed to. It was manageable, other than the people that dropped out at the last minute, which was, we kind of had to scramble a bit. But hopefully, I'll have to talk to Kina and Jen. We will start signups soon. I forget when we did it last year, but it will be soon. But if you missed the announcement of the categories, you can find that in the group. Susan, this is a great question. Are most Kazula and Jarsons hybrids? No. Here's where it gets a little confusing. I knew what you meant. I knew you meant Jarson. So every tomato is the cross of something, right? So I'll use Jarson, my beloved Jarson. Jarson 16 is a cross between Cherokee Purple and Malachite Box, my favorite tomato. And I knew I wanted to grow that this year because of the cross. So what happens is the man who goes under the name of Jarson from Poland, he makes the initial cross, and then he saves seeds. He grows it out, saves seeds, and continues to do that for generations, and then releases it. Once it's released, it's stabilized. You can save seed. Maybe Jarson's not the best example of this now that I'm thinking about it. So most of anything that's not a hybrid is generally stabilized, and you can grow the same tomato from seeds the year before and it will be fine. Jarsons aren't necessarily stable, but they're not hybrids. They were an initial cross of his, but they're not hybrids. Hybrids, it should, not all vendors say, and I have an issue with that, it should say hybrid or F1 next to the name. Sometimes a trademark next to it will mean it's a hybrid, but not always. So I don't know if that answers your question a little bit more. But if you're trading with somebody for a hybrid, you want to make sure that you're getting the F1 hybrid, if that's what you're looking for. If they should specify what generation it is. A lot of the Jarsons I have, when I purchased them or got them from friends, they didn't specify what generation, so it's hard to know. But an actual hybrid variety like Sun Gold, you should only be growing the F1. There are some companies that say they've got like a good Sun Gold open pollinated version. They call them different things, Sun Gold Select, I think. But from what I understand, they're just not as good as Sun Gold hybrid variety. Kina says we're also going to change the rules if one can call. Not sure what you mean, Kina. If one can call. Please elaborate. I assume you're talking about the grow outs. I'm not sure what the last part means. Tomato Talk co-host, Craig, the Tomato Godfather Lahulier, you know it. You know it. Oh, Lisa, you're in Amish country, 40 minutes from Easton. Nice, nice. Maybe someday we can meet. Hi, Amy. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. All right, should we talk tomatoes? It's only an hour into the show. Let's talk tomatoes. So, good way to ease in this talk of hybrids. I mentioned Fred Hempel, and I mentioned how he's got this great tomato called Benevento. I gave seeds to several of you this year. I know Jen said she's growing it this year. It's a real, oh, I meant to get up the picture of Benevento. You know what, let me share screen. So I mentioned Fred passed away, but another company called Bene Seeds is now growing, or sorry, not growing, selling Fred's varieties. Oh, look at this. They're already sold out for the year. Let me see if I can do this. Let's do a screen share. So this is the famous Benevento. Hang on. And like I said, I grew it a few years ago, and it was really delicious. The skin was a little tough, but that's understandable, knowing that the goal was to have it stand up to transport. And it was really good. I don't know if any the rest of you have grown Benevento or not, but see how after the name it says F1 hybrid? That's what you should be seeing from vendors regarding hybrids. If it isn't a hybrid, it may say OP for open pollinated, not a hybrid. And if you are trading from saving seeds from a hybrid in the group, we ask that you please include the generation. Don't just say I save seeds from Benevento, I'm growing it out, because it's no longer a Benevento then. So make sure you specify it's Benevento. I save the seeds as an F2, F3, and then people can decide whether they want them or not because it's no longer Benevento. It was me that posted that wrong. Okay, I thought it was me because I'm tired too, but it's much later where you are. Tired Norwegian here. I just joined the community. I hope I can share some rare seeds and add to my collection for 2025. Hi, Beltline Bandit. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. I need that. You've got that. So this is Benevento. And he released, I think 2 years ago, and I have seeds, but I haven't grown it yet, Benevento Marmo, which he had a Kickstarter to choose. He wanted to make like an orange bicolor version of Benevento. And so I actually have the Kickstarter. He offered like the kit of the 3 varieties that it was down to, and I actually have that kit. So this is the Benevento Marmo. But the variety I want to talk about today, I think was just announced. I think I saw it on their Instagram page. This is Mini Vento, available from Bene Seeds, which is where the place I was just showing online that is selling Fred's varieties. Not all of Fred's varieties are hybrids. In fact, when I ordered these last week, it didn't say F1 after it. I looked, Keenan and Jen, I don't know if you remember, but I noticed when I was looking online today, it now says F1. Not a big deal. I'm growing it either way. Mini Vento. So it's basically a smaller version of Benevento. And Keenan and Jen, I had wondered, how is this not it must have been like a mutation or something because it's not listed as a hybrid. But alas, they now mention it as a hybrid. And here's what they say. Actually, let me put the link. I've got the link to order, and for the information, I'll put it right in the comments. It's Mini Vento from Bene Seeds. Fred's company, when he was alive, was called Artisan Seeds. So, and I honestly, when he passed away, of course, it was tragic. We lost a giant in the tomato world. But I really thought, I wonder if this is the end of his F1 varieties, because anybody can have his other varieties, save seeds, and move forward. But for like I said, for Benevento, you can only get them from somebody who is able to make that hybrid. Again, this is why hybrids are, don't discount them, because there's some great ones out there. And I think this is going to be one. If it's just a mini version of Benevento, I'm all in. It says the Mini Vento tomato from Bene Seeds presents all the cherished attributes of the beloved Benevento tomato, but in a charming smaller saladette size. Perfectly suited for those who appreciate a compact yet robust tomato, offering versatility and a deep, rich flavor in a size that's ideal for a variety of culinary uses. Indeterminate, regular leaves, vigorous, robust vines that reach maturity around 75 days. Thrives in a range of growing conditions. And that was another good thing about Benevento. I think I'm right about that, Malachite Jen, right? It's supposed to do well in hot, humid climates. It says, where did I see it? Did I not copy that part? It says on the website that it was one of Fred's very last varieties. Hang on, let me find it. If not the last. I don't know what else he had going, but they do have them in stock at the moment. It's $19.99 for a pack of 25. So a little more than $1 a seed. That's what we're talking about. And that's why Keena's game is so great, because, you know, maybe you've spent $20 on a pack of seeds, but you don't need 25 seeds. Maybe you just need 5, and we can share them. It definitely talks about Fred. Here it is. At Bene Seeds, we're proud to offer Mini Vento as part of our commitment to providing superior tomato varieties that combine traditional appeal with modern cultivation benefits. As one of Fred Hempel's last creations, Mini Vento stands as a testament to his legacy in innovative tomato breeding. And then it says, experience the exceptional quality and flavor of this unique saladette tomato, perfect for every tomato enthusiast's garden. So that's Mini Vento. Anybody else order it yet? Lisa says, Benevento is one amazing tomato. It can sit on a counter for a month. True. Taste, beauty, shelf life, A++. Fun fact, the night I found out about Fred's passing was something like November 3rd, 2023. So it was a little over a year ago. He passed away on Halloween. I remember that. So it was October 31st. I didn't hear about his passing until like the 3rd or the 4th. My tomatoes were done by then, but I had one left on my counter. It was a Benevento. So I actually ate a Benevento on the night I found out about Fred's passing. I thought it was kind of poetic and beautiful. He is a giant. I'm really super excited that Bene Seeds has taken over his legacy and is continuing to offer these amazing hybrids and other varieties as well. We did a Fred grow out this year. We combined Fred Hempel and Bill Yoder. So the ones that we offered in the group were not his hybrids. Obviously, they were his other ones, but I can't recommend. But anybody grow Benevento Marmo yet? I know I bought seeds and I gave seeds to several. I mean, traded, but I haven't spoken to anybody who's grown it yet. But thanks, Lisa, for your talk on or for your vote on Benevento. Yeah, I think having this in a saladette would be really good. Doesn't say how tall it gets. It doesn't say how tall. Just says staking or trellising is recommended, so I assume it gets pretty tall. So that's Mini Vento, and I hadn't even intended on like going off on this whole hybrid thing, but I know the post is getting, like, some people are saying they're just not interested in hybrids, and I wanted to make sure everybody understands what they are. They're fantastic tomatoes. You just have to treat them a little bit differently, and like I said, they are expensive. Maybe you get Sun Gold every year and you've paid $20 for 20 seeds, and you can trade. Mini Vento. So I haven't gotten the seeds yet, but they should be here any day. All right, this one came out of the Epic trade I was referring to earlier. Extremino Caceres. I did take Spanish, but I don't know how great that pronunciation is. Extremino Caceres. We'll see. It's another Spanish one. If you've watched me for the past couple of months, I've been talking about how Last year was the year of Jarson. This year is going to be the year of many things, but Spanish tomatoes, Spanish reds and pinks, I'm really excited about. And this had been on my wish list, Extremeño Cáceres. It's a heritage from Cáceres, a city in the region of Extremadura, a province in southwestern Spain. And it says the Extremeño means from Extremadura. It's red fruit from 250 to 350 grams, round, flattened beefsteak type, rounded shoulders and wide ribbing at the top. I've grown to really love, now these pictures I'm showing are from two different sites. The one on the right is from Tomato Faifu. The one on the left is, Cultivate Your Street. That's the one on the left. So on the one on the right, I'm not seeing like the golden shoulders, which is interesting. The one on the left does, but they're both the same variety. So I guess from different types, stages of ripeness, I'm not really sure. I love the looks of both of them. I really love the looks of the one on the left. Juicy beef with lots of gel and seeds, my favorite. Excellent flavor. That's why it was on my wish list. Excellent flavor. Generous and regular production from mid-season. Plant with great development, regular foliage, indeterminate growth. So it's Extremeño Cáceres. And I don't remember if I found it for sale anywhere, but I kind of decided our last show, even if I can't find it for sale, or it's in a place like in Russia where many of us cannot order, I'm going to give you a listing for it, a link to a listing for it, so you can check it out yourself. And so this is from Cultivate Your Street, Cultiv Taru. Many of you can order from them. In the United States, they do not accept orders. So I've just put that link in the comments. Extremeño Cáceres. Has anybody grown it? Hi, Amy. Just dropping in to say hi. The holidays have kept me busy, and I've only been catching replays. Well, glad you're here. I've been off for a few weeks myself, but I'm glad you can catch the replays for sure. Nobody's grown it? All right. I think it's going on my wish list. Extremeño Cáceres. All right, this next one I had on my wish list because I saw it on Instagram and it looked phenomenal. It was on Instagram from, is it Nadia's Tomatoes and Wood? Is that the right name of the company? She's in our group now, Nadia. I think I referenced her twice. I think it's like Nadia's Tomatoes and Wood. You can find her on Instagram. You can also find her in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. So I saw a post she did on Instagram, and it looked fantastic. Chumatsky Shlyak. Chumatsky Shlyak. Take your pick. And then I realized I have it. So it went off my wish list. I'd gotten it from, I forget if it was Tomato Awesome or Tomato Galaxy. I think it was Tomato Awesome, owned by the same guy, Valdez Poulins. So I was really excited to find that I had it. And I think Tomato Eden carries it also. So this is from Ukraine. The breeder is Alexei Kulik. It's a new one. Medium early variety of unusual pink-purple color with neon green stripes throughout the fruit. Fruits weigh 100 to 180 grams. The taste is bright and rich, sweet and sour. Bush height is 1.6 to 1.7 meters. Oh, here it is, from Nadia's Tomato and Wood on Instagram. She says this is from her. And by the way, the photo on the left is from her Instagram. Thank you, Nadia. The photo on the right is from Tomato Eden. She says it's a beautiful little beefsteak tomato. This really very juicy tomato tastes aromatic and spicy and has hardly any seeds and gel. Well, that's a bummer. Doesn't look like that in the picture, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah, she didn't put the interior. She only had the picture on the left on the exterior. Plant grows a little slower in height. It stays compact. at between 120 to 140 centimeters tall. So that would be a dwarf, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's a dwarf. The name Chumatsky Shlayak comes from the Ukrainian. Then there's letters that I don't understand, but it means something like the Milky Way. What I found is it means Chumatsky Way, and Chumatsky, I guess, is a city, but according to her, she says it means something like the Milky Way. Not to be mistaken with an actual variety that is called Milky Way. This is different. Tomato Eden says it gets to be 1.7 meters, and that she has, even Tatiana has gotten a refractive meter now. If you look at some of her newer listings, she has a brick score also, and she says this is a 3.3. So not a lot of sweetness, but that doesn't always mean anything. Anybody grow this one this year? I know it was new. I have that one on my wish to grow list for 2025. Yeah, that's on mine too. Definitely. It looks great. Oh, thanks, Jen. Nadia's tomato and wood. Michelle says adding Benevento and Minivento to list. And you can use our new Haggling Hybrids game to share varieties. In fact, it might be worth, for those of you that want to play that and get your own hybrids, go to, Johnny's or any major seed vendor, get yourself a couple packs of F1 hybrids, and then you're all set to play the game. It's great. Lisa says, Fred released Amalfi Pink in 2023 before his death. That's right. It's another fabulous one with the same characteristics as Benevento. I forgot he had released that one really not long before his death. Completely forgot that. Thank you. Chumatsky Shlayak. All right, what's next? Ooh, I'm excited for this next one. Madrid. This is an F4. I got seeds for this from Lux Tomatoes in Latvia. Also see it listed on Sofia Sakova's website, which is, what is it? Seminotomatov.ru. It's an F4. This is what Lux Tomato says about it. By the way, the photo on the left is from Lux Tomatoes. The photo on the right is Sofia Sakova's photo. This is from a hybrid, or it was a hybrid, dehybridizing from a manufacturer called Klaus in France. Productive, beautiful variety F4 of tomato mid-season with excellent taste. The bush is powerful, up to 2 meters high with long fruiting. The fruits are smooth, heart-shaped bicolor, rich yellow with a red top and spills on the sides. The weight of the fruits is from 300 grams and above. When forming a bush, the weight can be up to 1 kilograms. Pulp on the cut is two-colored, yellow, red, sugary, sweet, very tasty. And then Sophia says it's a high-yielding tomato with excellent taste, stunning beauty, productivity, taste, everything is there. She says it got to be 2 meters in a greenhouse. Fruit weight 300 grams to 1 kilogram. And then she wrote, even now in the second half of September, the bushes are hung with large fruits like garlands. She said, fantastic tomato. Initially a hybrid from the manufacturer Klaus in France. So that's Madrid. Doesn't it look beautiful? Love that interior. I love the exterior too. It looks really great. I think I'm putting this on my grow list. I generally don't put a lot of yellows, pinks, and bicolors yellows, oranges on my list, but bicolors, I was pretty good this year, and we did have some great ones. So I got seeds from Lux Tomatoes. Let me see if I have a link to share with you. Ooh, I forgot this one. Forgot her link, but let me find it right now if I can. Because you can order from Lux Tomatoes. You can't order from Sophia unless you're in Russia, although I think her site is closed for ordering at the moment. Okay, I have a link for you. And put in the comments. Here we go. Here's the link to to the listing for Madrid on Lux Tomatoes. Beltline Bandits is gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Lauren, have you been able to find Verde de las Landes yet? I've been trying to track down growers from the defunct tomato business. Yes, I do have it. I've had it since I first mentioned it a couple of months ago. A friend from Germany had given me seeds. And then the only vendor I had seen it at was Useful Seeds in Australia. I ordered, they were confiscated. I know others had that same issue. I also know some people that had ordered from there, and the seeds aren't looking so good. So, but yes, I do have Verde de las Landes. That is not moving from my grow list. Super excited for that one. Yeah, Justin, you're growing Verde de las Landes, right? You're growing that this year? And I know, Deborah, you are as well. How's that going for you? Beautiful. Hi, Sandra B. Look at me, I'm Sandra B. Hi, Christina. Wow, amazing looking Madrid. It does. Looks fantastic. Okay. This next one I had on my wish list for a while. It's been out of stock at Secret Seed Cartel. The people who bred this, it's called La Vie en Rose, or Life in Pink. I'm pretending to have a French accent. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it. La Vie, I know, en Rose? But I've wanted it. It sounds great. I love everything from Secret Seed Cartel, but they've been out of stock. They say this tomato is the result of naturally occurring cross between Claude Brown's Yellow Giant and an unknown pink in the Secret Seed Cartel garden. And this is from Terry Tassone. It produced a pink variant and a yellow sister named Moonshiner's Ball, which many of you may be familiar with. We worked with an Australian grower for years to stabilize each variant. They are truly the most beautiful, huge pink we've ever seen. So picture perfect and crack free. They average about 1 pound each. So productive you can hardly keep up. My friend Lucine Jegat in France picked out the name. The plants are grown and sold in France and have been extremely popular with the locals. And then Tomato Faifu also has it listed, and they say it's a very recent variety developed and stabilized by Terry Tassone of Secret Seed Cartel. That it's stable, large, smooth-skinned, pink fruit weighing up to 500 grams, beefsteak, flattened and rounded shoulders, fleshy, dense flesh with a flavor of old-fashioned tomatoes, large plant with thick stem, abundant foliage, indeterminate, and that there's a yellow sister named Moonshiner's Ball. Beltline Bandit. I love Secret Seed Cartel. I've been trying to get their Ed's Millennium seeds, but they've been out of stock every time I looked. Well, that's strange timing, because I just put my review of Ed's Millennium up on my Instagram today. I grew it last year. It was our number 2 favorite red tomato. Let me see if I can pull this up. Bacon lettuce, and this was number 1, by the way, for those of you that may not know, but it is a beautiful tomato. Yeah, I just posted it this morning. Let me show you. Oh, not that. Yeah, and I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't grow it this past year. I'm not sure why they don't have them in stock. I'm not sure if they got them in. I know I've been sharing my thoughts on them, but I don't remember if they went back in stock after the season. But this is Ed's Millennium, and we really, really liked it. What did we rate it? We rate it 7.5 out of 10 for a red. That's really, really good for us. Really good. And this was stabilized by Dr. Ed Lowe of California. Won a taste test over Paul Robeson. And I received seeds from Secret Seed Cartel. They're the only other ones I've seen that sell this special variety. So, yeah, isn't that a coincidence, Beltline Bandit? Very strange coincidence, because I haven't put anything up in a couple weeks. Okay, La Vie en Rose. wondering if La Vie en Rose is named for the classic Edith Piaf song, maybe. I don't know. I should ask Terry. Maybe I'll ask her for you. See what she says. Hey, Rowena. Glad you're here. Glad you made it home in time. Beltline Bandit. I'm in Canada. I can't even find it here, even though it's supposedly from here. Ed's Millennium? I think the listing said they got seeds from Canada, but the actual seeds are from California. Let me check that. So I think if you look at Secret Seed Cartel, it says the seeds, am I making this up? I think she said the seeds are really hard to find. She looked for a while. And then she got them from, yeah, here it is. Let me show. Let me show you. On the listing on their site, it says, this tomato is fairly obscure. We had a bit of trouble finding seeds, but thanks to our friend Neil Gillard in Canada, we finally got our hands on some. First showed up in the Bay Area of California, and for a time was carried, where'd it go? Yamaguchi's nursery in Cupertino, which is in California. It's a variant of red brandy wine that Dr. Ed Lowe discovered and worked on adapting. So I don't know if they'll have them back in stock, but if you're in the group, put it in Seed Seeking Saturday or your Most Wanted post, and maybe, just maybe, somebody's grown it and they can give you seeds. Just maybe. Oh no, I would probably have guessed Canada also if I was just skimming, because it does say Canada in there. You're good. That is a weird coincidence, though. I literally just put that up a couple hours. Has anybody else grown La Vie en Rose? Oh, Jamie, I just added La Vie en Rose to my wish list last night. It looks great, right? And Justin says he'll post pictures of Verde de las Landas on TLC. Did you get your seeds from Useful Seeds? And how did they do, Justin? Because I saw some pictures from another member, and the seeds didn't look so good, so she was a bit worried. But hopefully they're doing well for you. Christy says, ordered Eds this season to grow in 2025. So they must have been in stock for this season at some point. I guess they just sold out. Hi, Eva. La Vie en Rose is very tasty, and I love both the outside and the inside of it. Good to know. You're always, always, always hooking me up with when I need somebody who's grown it. Thank you, Eva. Looks great. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I can't believe how open I am to reds and pinks now after having some really good ones last year, like bacon lettuce and this, and Ed's Millennium. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do this again. All right, so Instagram is joining us an hour and a half into the show. Do it every time. Oh, well. Lisa, highly recommend Terry and Sebastian from Secret Seed Cartel. I get seeds from her in France to Washington State in 7 days. Yes, I am a big, big fan. My viewers definitely know this. Everything I've grown from them has been fantastic. They're great people. And everything they grow passes their taste test. If they don't like it, they don't sell it, which I love. And Chrissy says, yes, they were back in stock a couple of months back. Good to know. For those of you looking for Ed's Millennium, just put it in Secret Seed Cartel or Seed Seeking Saturday, and maybe you can find it. Okay, what's next? Next is Black Sugar. And I couldn't remember if I had talked about this one before or not. What I tend to do is, like, when an order comes in, I'll log it onto my spreadsheet and then put the seeds away. Before I log it, I'll, like, if it's something I want to showcase, I'll put it in the show and then put it away. But I'll put it in my spreadsheet first. I feel like I may have talked about this one before, but I didn't have it and I didn't log it, so maybe I didn't. And a lot of these varieties can look and sound very similar. This is Black Sugar, also known as Sakar Cherny, which means sugar and black together. You may see a lot of Sakar things Russian names in tomatoes because it means sugar. Cherny also meaning black. So the name may look similar, but this is the actual black sugar. I got seeds from Tomate de Cherme, and this had been on my wish list also. Let me find the listing. Black sugar. And you can, if you're in the United States, I think they ship worldwide for the most part. Tomate de Cherme, I've done unboxings from them. So there it is in the comments, black sugar. It says a very beautiful tomato with an unusual appearance, originally from Russia, developed in 2016. Large beefsteak type fruits, 150 to 300 grams, flattened round, more or less ribbed at the shoulders, mahogany red color, tending towards dark brown with a green collar, pink red flesh with a medium dense and fleshy texture, remarkable. Looks a little like black crim. I love tomatoes that look like this. I don't like black with anthocyanin, but I do like black tomatoes that look like this. Oh, well, this is an interesting tidbit. There would be no yellow shoulders if the tomato received enough potassium and magnesium, and if the plant had enough leaves. Really? That's for any tomato, Ramonte? Don't some naturally have golden shoulders? Or are you talking about this specific one? Because that's like earth-shattering if there aren't tomatoes that actually naturally have golden shoulders. Dana says, ooh, that looks tasty. It sure does. And Tomate de Cherme calls it remarkable. Got seeds for Sakar Cherny last week. Another one for my grow list. Hi, Pretty. Glad you're here. Yeah, it looks great. That's what I talked about a couple of weeks ago. Brown sugar. Looks like brown sugar, just bigger. Right. Right. And as luck would have it, my next one is green sugar, which I just got from that epic trade from that epic human being. Green sugar, or Sakar Zaloni, which means green, so green sugar. I had a hard time finding good pictures for this one, but I found these two good ones. So Dee says brown sugar was good. Good to know. Anything with sugar's got to be good, right? Not necessarily. So here's what I know about green sugar. It's from Russia. Yellowish green fruit weighing 200 to 300 grams, flattened at the poles, ribbed at the top with more or less rounded shoulders, clusters of 3 to 5 fruits, fleshy and juicy with excellent sweet taste, plant with medium development, regular foliage, indeterminate growth, mid-season. Samina.ru says it's a mid-season open ground greenhouse is 1.2 to 1.5 meters high. They say it's one of the best salad varieties with high medicinal dietary properties. Not sure how they can claim that part, but they say flat, round, yellowish green, weighing 200 to 300 grams, fleshy, juicy, and sweet. So that's green sugar. Keen, I saw white sugar, I know. When I was doing research for the black sugar and the green sugar, I came across white sugar. I was like, whoa, I need that. So that's green sugar. And thank you to my friend out there who was so generous with your seeds. And then, believe it or not, I only have one left, a most wanted. Not because I don't have more tomatoes to talk about, but just because I ran out of time. And the next one I want to share my most wanted is another Spanish variety. It's called Negra de Lucas. And like I said, it's from Spain. The fruits are 200 to 400 grams. Beefsteak type, flattened with poles. Red shades turn brown, dark green shoulders. Dense and juicy beef flesh containing few seeds. Rich and smoky flavor. Robust plant with great development. Dark, regular, and abundant green foliage, indefinite growth. Production rather of the second part of the season. Little fruit, but that, I don't even know what that means. I won't say it. Rich and smoky flavor has me very, very interested. And Negra de las Lucas, has anybody grown it? Does anybody know where I can purchase it? Did I not put this one up either? Well, I think I got my information from Tomato FIFO. Let me see if I can find it. Nigra. Oh, I know what I can do. I don't think they have it in stock at Tomato Fight. Oh, yes, they do, as a matter of fact. So I can just buy it. Never mind. I know where to find it, but let me put the link so you can buy it in the comments. Negra de Lucas. So I've got a lot of Spanish reds and pinks, and I've got a couple that look like this. I think Negra de Jaén. I just got looks like this, but this just looks, I love that brick red coloring. It looks fantastic. Anybody grown this one before? Cynthia says, I've not grown it, but I want to now. How pretty. I agree. Ramonte says it's very tasty tomato, crunchy texture. I don't always like crunchy. Sometimes. Karen says Negra de Lucas on my wish list. Yeah, it's beautiful. Pretty. Have you grown Del Nerpio Verde? I sure have. I grew it 2 seasons ago. The listing I had seen for it claimed it was better than Malachite Box. So I know Malachite, Jen, and I both grew it that year. I think 2022, right, Jen? Or was it 2023? I think 2023. It was good. It was very pretty. It wasn't as good as Malachite Box, in my humble opinion. Taste is subjective. But yeah, I should put up a review on that on my Instagram. I don't think I have. It's been 2 years. Very, very beautiful green striped fruits. I wonder... I was going to say I can... Well, I may be able to get a picture up. Let's see if I can get a picture up. Bear with me here. Add slide. Upload new. I grew 2 plants of it. One I thought was destroyed by frost, and it wasn't, thankfully. And then one was in ground, one was in a grow bag, and they did really well. I was a little disappointed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't as good as Malachite Box. But the listing for it definitely said it was like this person's favorite tomato until Malachite Box came around. Oh, file's too big. Let me try something else. Let me see if I can just share the screen, maybe. You would think it wouldn't be all that complicated. But it is. But alas, it is. Let me try one more thing. This is really low budget, what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to show it to you on my iPad. No budget's too low for you guys. There's Del Nerpio Verde. See, they're nice and big, really bright green, which I love. Lots of seeds and goo. Don't remember what we rated. It may have been a 7, maybe an 8, but I don't think it was an 8. Very pretty. Wasn't the most productive from what I remember. Malachite, Jen, if you're still here, you can put your 2 cents in. But you are right to wonder if I've grown it, because basically if there's a green to be grown and I haven't grown it, I need to grow it. They are my favorite. Hi, Robin. Happy New Year. There is a white sugar. I'm almost positive I saw a white sugar in my travels when I was just doing research. I'm pretty sure I saw it. I will have to look. Rochelle. Hi, Rochelle. My Mrs. Meyer soap has a scent called tomato vine. Has anyone used it? Does it truly smell like tomato leaves? Hi, Rochelle. Thanks for watching. I have used it. Do I think it smells like tomato leaves? No, not particularly. It smelled nice. I mean, chances are, I think I had it over the summer, and chances are my hands smelled like tomato leaves anyway, even after washing. But I don't remember it smelling particularly like tomato leaves. I know Trader Joe's, I believe, also has, I think it's a candle. There's maybe soap too. But I would still get it again for sure. Anything that smells like tomato leaves is good for me. Or grow micro dwarfs and you can rub your hands on it. That's what I do. And that's it, gang. Hour 36 minutes, not too bad. I feel like there was something else I was going to tell you, though, that I'll remember after the show. What was it? Something about Christmas. I don't know. I'll think of it in the group. So if you aren't a member of the group, please join us, Tomato Lovers Collective, and swap. If you missed the announcement of what our grow outs are for next season, you can find that in the featured section. I think it is. Let me see if I can run it down real quickly. Sofia Sakova, Spanish varieties, Kentucky and Appalachian heirlooms. Those are my three. Keena's got ultra rare again. She's got foods that have first names in them. Foods. Tomatoes that have first names in them. Tomatoes with food, beverage names in them. Those are her three. Jen has Dwarf Tomato Project, Naughty Names. That's such a Jen. What's your third one, Jen? I'll think of it. Linda Wicker Downing has Michael Kelly has micro dwarfs. I think Linda has Alafirov. What's your third one, Jenny? You still here? I got a Woodwick candle. Smells like tomato and basil. Yummy. That smells good, I bet. Foliage. Thanks, Keena. Interesting foliage. Chartreuse, variegated, woolly, whatever. Oh, yeah. Spanish tomatoes is one of my categories this year for sure. Okay. Thank you, Linda. I thought it was Alafirov's, but I wasn't quite sure. And then we'll be announcing Deb's category. Thank you. And thank you again, Linda, for volunteering. And we'll announce Deb's. Maybe I'll do that after the show. I have to talk to Keena and Jen. But those are going to be our grow out. So get in your mind what you'd like to sign up for. You can sign up for up to 2. Doesn't mean you will definitely get in. After everybody signs up, Keena, Jen, and I, and this year Linda, Michael, and Deb, we sit down. When I say it's like a draft, it's not like picking favorites, like, ooh, I like this person. I've done trades with it. It's not like that at all. We look at the varieties. If 2 people sign up for the same thing, perhaps we'll move one of them to the other group. Like we spend time on it, a lot of time. We try to be mindful of a lot of different things. We don't choose our favorites. We don't do anything like that. We try to be as fair and balanced as we possibly can and try to get as many people involved as we can. And hopefully in the years to come, we have more spots. I know the group has grown so much since we started this last year. And we're really grateful for how it went this year. And we're hoping for another great year and having all these new categories. What do we have? 6? No, we've got 12. We had 6 last year. So we're doubling, which is fantastic. You excited for the category? So am I, Deb. So am I. All right, gang. So tomorrow, Tomato Talk Live with Jen and I, 7 o'clock. We're going to be talking about growing tomatoes indoors in the winter. And Jamie says, I hope I get to do it. I want you all to be able to do them. Last year, there were some hurt feelings, and it crushed us. One person even left the group because they weren't chosen. It's heartbreaking and not personal at all. I wish we could allow everybody, but it's just impossible. And we do ask for your grace and understanding in knowing that this isn't an easy process for us, but that we do take it seriously and we do try to be as fair and kind as possible. We aren't just, we aren't, like I said, we're not just picking our friends or whatever. We're all friends. We're a collective together. We just truly have the entire grow out in mind and what will make the best team as far as varieties goes. And if you weren't able to contribute last year, chances, like if you had to drop out, chances are you probably won't be picked this year unless there was like a good reason and you talked to us about it. So that's the scoop. So anyway, tomorrow, Jen and I, Tomato Talk Live, we're talking about winter growing. And then Thursday, February 6th will be our next show. We'll be talking about seed starting. That's Thursday, February 6th. Yes, 7 p.m. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes. Bye, gang.